Hi everyone, my name is Jordan from Spiro X Marketing, and this video is a quick introduction to the importance of content marketing. If you didn't already know, having a good content strategy is the most effective way to reach new audiences organically without having to pay for Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads. It's simply creating content for your current consumer base and being able to put out content that is either retweetable, shareable on these different platforms that allows your biggest fans of your brand or your company or your personal brand to be able to share that experience, that meaningful piece of content that your brand or company created that inspired them to be able to feel like it's something that's worth sharing with other people. And that's the most important part of content marketing, is creating content that is valuable for your end consumer. Not necessarily like we have a sale on plates at this dinner location, nothing like that. It has to be more about providing real intrinsic value for your end consumer. So not talking about coupons, I'm not talking about discounts, not talking about just like real salesy stuff. That is not what content marketing is for. You can leave the salesy stuff as kind of like a last minute pitch for on your media buying side. But for content marketing, the importance is to really provide value for your end consumer. And the best way that we offer this service to our customers or to our clients is basically by curating a myriad of different designs and different elements that speak to the heart of the brand and kind of shares what it means to be a part of that company with the end consumer, with the potential audience person viewing your content on social media or wherever you plan to place this those contents. So the best way to go about that is honestly just pure volume. Quality has to be up to a certain standard, of course, but volume matters too, because if you move too slowly in trying to make the perfect piece of content to put out, you're going to spend way too much time putting out one piece of content that might not resonate perfectly with the end consumer. Rather, if you in a blunt way to say it, shotgun spread the content out and finding which pieces stick the best. That was not the best reference. The first thing I thought of in my head. It's really putting out the content that, would have, it's best to go wide rather than just go super narrow in your content. And that's why it's important to put out many pieces of content throughout the day. I'm talking at least 20 pieces of content every day. Now, I know that most companies don't have the manpower, the time, the resources to create, at least 20 pieces of truly good gripping content every day. And that's where we come in. What we recommend for all of our clients that we have here at Spiro X Marketing, what we recommend is that each of them create an hour-long podcast at least once a week, a video podcast, a video that's just a conversational piece. Perhaps if it's a restaurant, we may ask the restaurant to host a free dinner where the chef can discuss with clients who come in. They get a free meal, for this part of this video production, and you talk to them about the ingredients, get their live perspective on what it is that they're actually consuming. You talk about your process of how you curated it, where you find your ingredients from, and you can even talk with the local farmers in the podcast. You can bring them into and make a good hour-long discussion about why your restaurant is, quality. So things like that. And then we'll grab that 1 hour-long video and we'll try to make a good 50 to 100 pieces of content from that one video. Now, hopefully the content is rich enough that we can do that. And from there, we'll try to create short videos out of it. We'll make 10 or 15, 30 to 1 minute videos from there. We'll make it in different formats, ones that are better for Twitter, ones that are better for Facebook, Instagram, that you can post organically onto your social profiles and from there be able to reach out to your audiences without having to physically create all that content. So we do all the video editing for you, we do all the image creation for you. The one thing that we offer as an option, we can also post the content for you, but that requires you to, I guess, relinquish your social media accounts to us for us to have access to it and to post to it and to curate it how we want to with that right hashtags and everything. But for the most part, most of our clients, we create the content, we push it all to them, and they post it periodically throughout the day. So the minimum that we offer for the content marketing is about 20 pieces of content every day, because that right there is like, that's just the bare minimum to get your brand recognized in a modern marketing age where everyone is posting content continuously. And if you're not posting that content, someone else is swooping by and picking up that attention that you're leaving on the table. So it's important to really focus on putting your content out there, making sure that the person who's hungry or thinking about what meal they're going to have with their dad this upcoming Friday, and if you put out the right content that talks about why your brand is quality, why your restaurant is like the hot spot to go to on a Friday afternoon, or if it's a brunch, or if it's a dinner, however you want to curate it, the person's going through that social media at that time, they should see your video content. And especially in a localized area, you can really get a lot of good shares and retweets and things like that. So it's really important to put content out there for your prospective audiences. The ones that are really going to appreciate that the most are your current customers. So it's important that you get all your current customers to follow you on Instagram, Facebook, put up little signs in your local business that incentivize them to follow you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok even. And what we do is we'll just create all that content for you to be able to publish onto those platforms and just to keep your customers, loyal with you. It's the most expensive way, the most expensive customer for a company to try to invest money into getting is one that already, that doesn't really know about your brand. If they don't know about your brand, it's a lot more expensive to reach out to them as a new customer. New customer acquisition costs are really high, especially in a modern media buying age where we've seen the age of Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and just ads in general. The prices have gone up for your CPM costs. So that's one thing you have to really focus on when you're a local business specifically. Get everyone that comes to your restaurant or to your local business, your furniture store, your hotel, to try to get them to follow you on the social media platforms and create organic content for them to come back, because that's the cheapest way to do it for your company. Now, putting out that much content, like I said, it's time consuming. I know, because we do it. It's like, ideally the best number, if you really want to be above your competition and really like pick up all that arbitrage on the table, is posting like 100 times a day. Now that would be like, let's say 4 times on Instagram post. Then you have the stories. You should post like 20 times on the story per day, 20 times on Facebook stories, posting on Twitter, like tweeting on Twitter. You can even reuse the same content you kind of use from Instagram and Facebook or in TikTok, and trying to repurpose it based on the platform that they're on. So there's a lot of little nuances that make, specific content perform better. Besides just the simple like dimensions of the video, it's more about like the way you say things, the kind of words that you use, the kind of content that you put out there. It's really about trying to maximize, the viewability of your content based on a consumer perspective. And that's the most important thing you have to think about going forward. And it's just putting out the content out there, making sure that there's enough content out there that's circulating so they're not seeing the same stuff over and over again. And everything that we create from the content marketing perspective, like it's ad quality. It is, the same quality of effort that we put into the content marketing that we would put into for, let's say, if you want to spend money on boosting a post or putting in a post onto Ads Manager on Facebook and running continual ads on that post. Like, it comes with that level of quality. And that's what's important. It's just making sure that your consumer is not just getting some cheesy, generic ad throughout the day. That's not what they want to see. They're tired of that. They want to see real content from your company. If you're a small business owner, they want to see the business owner. If you have a storage shed facility, they want to know, they want to see somebody going through the facility. They want to see somebody talking about the security benefits of it. They want to hear somebody talking about why that facility is better than the neighbors, or why it's better to just clear out the garage and try to get them to see like the better picture of, you know, having more space at home by putting your extra stuff in your facility. Talk about that kind of things. Like, again, the chef and the restaurant idea, talk about where you get your ingredients from. Talk about the process. Talk about the level of care you take with the food that you make for them. They want to see that kind of stuff. It's truly about exposing. Exposing is a tough word. I mean, exposing is a good word if your company isn't doing the best practices. If your company is truthful, it's wholesome, it's showing the real truth of the value that you provide to your customers, to your potential clients, that's what they want to see. And that's what's going to help your business grow, is by showing them exactly what you do on an everyday basis to try to get them, you know, thinking about why your restaurant or why your furniture store or why your hotel or why your auto body shop is that much better than the competitions. And at this point in the how far we are in digital marketing nowadays, like, the future is about who puts out the best content and who has the most attention. Once you have that, you're much better than your competition. If your competition is outpacing you in the digital content realm, I don't care how many loyal customers you have right now, there's going to be a day where they decide to go with somebody else. And if they learn about somebody else, and they provide a better service than you, because at the end of the day, it's about content. You know, marketing, of course, is one huge portion of driving traffic to your place. But obviously the service and the quality of what you do is what's going to keep them there. That being said, it's still important to make sure that, you know, you're not leaving any crumbs on the table. You should clean the plate completely. Make sure that everyone knows about how good of a service you're offering. So that's the importance of content marketing. It's really like, in today's age with the rising cost of advertising and CPMs, it's the best way to organically grow your audiences. And if you don't have the manpower or the time or the effort, which I mean, no business owner has the time to do this himself, or herself. If you don't want to hire a full-time employee to worry about doing that stuff, and then, you know, evaluating them to see how they do with their content marketing, it's best to just be able to find a way to put out anywhere from at least 20 to 100 plus pieces of individual content posts every day. So whether that be posts, stories, blog posts, podcasts, video, interviews, things like that, or events, those are the kind of things that you want to post on your social media every day. So it's really important, and, you know, I hope you learn something from that, or you take what I just said and take it seriously, because at the end of the day, you know, he who covers most ground is going to win at the end of the day. So I'm hoping you guys are really focusing in and like tuning in to try to find out how you can grow your business. And one really effective method, in a broad sense of the term, is content marketing. So good luck with y'all. I really hope that y'all can really find the putting out the right content for your audiences.